Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is YAHMAD. Today we're going to be looking at a paper 3 from the Information and Communication Technology IGCSE course. We're going to be looking actually at an older paper, March 2015. We're going to be focusing on the website section. The reason I'm doing an older paper is I want to redo some of these papers using Microsoft Expression Web 4. Okay, so let's go down to the website section. So I've already got my evidence document ready. Okay, so let's scroll down. And I've already got my folder and the files ready as well. So I don't think, yeah, this one here. So March 2015. Okay, so the first thing we need to look at is this part here. You work for a company called Hothouse Design. You will create a web page and edit a style sheet for a client called Back to Nature. You may use an online encyclopedia or the internet to help you with tasks 8 and 31. Since this is the old syllabus, 2015, we're not allowed to use the internet anymore, so obviously we have to ignore this part. But let's just highlight that and then move on. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to create a new web page called b2n.htm. So to create a new HTML page, HTML, you go to File, New. Whoops, let me try that again. File, New, select HTML. So basically, don't get confused. It's the same thing. HTML. It's the same thing as HTML. So don't be trying to find something separate. Okay. So when you click on that, the first thing we should do is save the page. I'm going to save it in my 2015 folder, March, with my source files. So what we're going to save the page as, we're going to save as B2N. Save. Okay, so now we are going to be creating this table shown below, but let's read the whole question. So we've already created our new HTML page. So this web page must work in all browsers and will have a table structure as shown below. Table borders and grid lines must be visible. Okay, so that's key. The table will be center aligned, that's also key, within the browser. Each table cell is identified with a letter and all dimensions are in pixels. Okay, so the letters shown in the table must not appear on your final web page, so it's just for your reference. So we're going to create this table here. So the first thing we need to identify is how many rows and columns do we have. So let's count the number of rows. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, and looks like we've got 3 columns, 1, 2, 3. So to create a table, you can click on table, and let me just get rid of this manage styles, we don't need it for now. So table, insert table. So we've got 6 rows and 3 columns. Okay, so now do we have any sizes that we can specify? So this is going to be 700 pixels wide, so we can include that. So specify, yeah, not percent, we need to make sure pixels has been selected. So I've made a mistake in the past where I've selected percent. I've typed in something like 700 and the table is massive, so make sure you select pixels. Now the height will change when we start putting in the height for each of the cells. So I can either count 200 or add 200 by 200 plus 200 plus 200 plus 200 plus 150 and then put that into the height, or we can leave it for now and automatically that will adjust once we've changed the sizes for each cells. So we'll leave it for that, we'll leave it as it is for now. So 6 rows by 3 columns, 700 pixels wide. So let's press OK. Okay, let me just go down. I just want to see about the borders. Are we going to have a style sheet? Anything with table? I'm going to leave the borders for the table for now. Maybe in a style sheet there might be some criteria for the border with the table. Okay, now what we need to do is to merge the cells. Okay, so the top row is merged. So if I highlight the top row, right click the mouse, modify, merge the cells. Okay, and you'll notice on the bottom row these 2 cells are merged together. So let's highlight, right click, modify, merge, and then these cells here are merged as well. So it's basically, yeah, so these cells here will be merged as well. So let's highlight, right click, modify, merge. Okay, so this is my table. If I right click on the table and click on table properties, I can put border in for now if I want to see the table. Let's put the external border in, but let me just press Control Z. Let's just leave it for now. Control Z edit, it's basically undoes what you've done. Right, now let's start putting in the heights and the sizes of each of these cells. So let's click on the first row, which is A. So that should be 700 by 150. So if I click on this table, right click, click on cell properties. Okay, so let's specify the height. In pixels, the height will be 150. Okay, I don't need to change the size because it's already set to 700. So you can click on apply and you can see the height of the cell has changed accordingly. Now B, C, E, F, G, H, J and K all of the same size, 200 by 200. So what we can do to save ourselves a bit of time, we can highlight all of these cells together. We can right click, go to cell properties, and we can put 200 by 200. So 200 pixels wide, double check, 200, yeah, and 200 pixels height as well. So make sure again you've selected pixels, and when you press apply you'll notice the table has changed size. Let's change this one here. So this is going to be cell D, 300 pixels wide, 800 pixels will be the height. So let's go to cell properties, 300 by 800 will be the height. Okay, and then let's go to the bottom. So this one will be 200. So if we go to cell properties, so cell L will be 200 by 150. Okay, so we can type in 200, and then the height will be 150. And finally, M will be 500 pixels wide, 150 pixels tall. So cell properties, 500, and then 150. Now, sometimes it doesn't matter if the table doesn't actually look like it should be looking. If you go to the code, the only thing that matters at this particular point is the sizes can be shown in the code. So as you can see, the sizes are here and is visible. Okay, I want to explain some of the HTML here. So TR stands for table row, and TD stands for table data. So the first row, you'll notice there's only one TD, and that's because we only have one cell. All of the cells have been merged across. If I go back to the code, the next one, you'll notice we've got basically 3 of these. So this is the next row. So you open with a TR and you close with a /TR. We've got 3 columns as part of this row. So we've got this one, and the beginning of this column here as well. In the next column, if you go to the code, you can see we're just referring to the 2 cells here. So this cell and this cell. If we go to the bottom, so if I highlight these 2, again, we've got the 2 columns. Okay, so we've got this one and this one. Right, so as long as the sizes are here and they're visible, that's the main thing. So it doesn't really matter, this point of the table does not look exactly as it should. Okay, so we've finished creating the table. So like I said, always double check the sizes are correct before you move on to the next part. Okay, so now we're going to insert some content into the cells. So we're going to be inserting some pictures. So let's first look at cell A. So cell A is the top row. Okay, and what we need to do insert is this picture here. So M153.1 title.jpg in cell A. So to insert the picture into the top row, you click in the top row. You can either click on the icon here, which inserts the picture. from file, or you can go to insert picture from file. Let me go to documents. We go to my folder 2015. We're doing a March paper, and we want the title picture. So yeah, that's the picture I need. Insert. Now my advice is always to include alternative text. What is alternative text? This basically is text that appears if the picture doesn't load up for one reason or the other. So since it's a title picture, I'm going to type in title pic. I have the right picture actually. Press OK, and you can see it's fit into the top row. Okay, so that's the first one done. So place the image M153 one large.jpg into cell D. So D is this cell here. So we've done A, so let me highlight that one. So now we have to place the large picture. So it says M1531 large into cell D. So let me click on cell D. Let me go to insert picture from file, and I think it's going to be this one here. Okay, so insert. Let me just put large picture just so. Okay, so you can see the pictures fit in. If you want to change the alternative text, you can always right click on the picture, go to picture properties, and you can type in anything else more suitable if you wanted to. Right, so that's that one done. Okay, so we inserted two pictures and place the image M153 one info.png into cell M. So cell M is the one at the bottom. So the info picture will go into this cell here. So again, insert picture from file. We can select this picture here. So that's the one we need. Insert information. Okay, so we've got 3 pictures in. Question 5 is done now. In cell L, enter the text. So L is going to be the cell on the bottom left. Recently edited by, and then followed by your name, center number, and candidate number. So if I type this in or copy and paste, so let's write my name, Yasser Ahmed, comma. I'm just going to double check to see if it's center number. Yes, center number, then the candidate number. So I'll use 5678 for my center number, and then for the candidate number I'll use 1234. It says basically to format this as H2. Yeah, so set this text as H2. I think eventually once you attach your style sheet this will probably change, but for now we can come up to here and we can select H2. So it doesn't matter what it looks like for now. I think later on, once we attach a style sheet, that might change later on. Okay, so in cell C, enter the text rhinoceros. So C is this text here, or cell here. So let's just paste that in. F is underneath H and K, so F, H and K. So we're basically typing in this information into our cells. So that's I think lemur, if I'm saying it right, I'm not sure. The next one is the otter, and the next thing we need to copy in is the lizard. Okay, and all of this text will be set to H1. So I don't want text, I just want lizard. Oops, let's delete that. Okay, so if I highlight this, that's all done. And we want to set all of this text to H1. Okay, so we can highlight and come up to here, select H1, so which is heading H1 refers to heading 1. Okay, the lemur now, whoops. And finally the rhinoceros. Okay, so that's that done. Let's now look at question 8. So using the most appropriate images from image 1 to image 8, let me just have a look at the folder. Okay, so it's probably saying from these pictures here. Let me make them a bit bigger so we can see. So this one, these ones here. So using the most appropriate image from image 1 to image 8, place in cell. So B, the image of the rhinoceros. So that one's quite easy for me to understand. So so in cell B, which is a cell here, so if you want to double check, you can go up. So it's going to be BEGJ. So yeah, BEGJ. So let's pick the picture of the rhinoceros. So insert. I'm just going to copy this as the alternative text from file, and the rhinoceros is this one here. So include the alternative text. Now in this example, since it's the old paper, I am going to use the internet. I don't know what this actually is, the limo. So let me just Google it really quickly and see what comes up. So okay, it's got like a stripy tail. So let's try and find a suitable picture. So insert picture from file. Yeah, this is the limo. So insert, and let me just type in limo. Okay, the picture's a little bit big, but it's fine for now. The otter, I think I know what the otter is, but let me just double check. Okay, so yeah, let's just look at the face. Yeah, insert picture from file. Otter, let me see, where can we see the otter? I think it looks like it's going to be this one here. So yeah, that's the closest one to the otter. How's it spelled? Yeah, OTTER. So we can include the alternative text just in case the picture doesn't load up. And then the lizard is fairly obvious, I think. So if I go to picture from file, that's the lizard there. Yeah. So in the older papers you were allowed to use the internet, but obviously you're not allowed to use the internet in the new papers. Let's press OK. Okay, so that's that part done. Okay, so make sure each of the images placed in step 8 is 196 pixels wide and maintain the aspect ratio. So let's first check the lizard picture. If you right click on the lizard picture, go to picture properties, appearance. Yeah, so that's 196 pixels wide, aspect ratio has been maintained. The aspect ratio basically means this: you're keeping a picture within the proportions of the height as well. So you don't want to squash the picture. So if I press Ctrl Z to edit undo, let me right click, go to picture properties, appearance, 196 pixels wide, aspect ratio maintained. Let's click on this picture now, picture properties. Obviously this isn't 196 pixels wide, so let me type in 196. We want to maintain the aspect ratio, so this box has been ticked, and you can see the picture, the portions of the picture has remained as well. This already looks like is in the right proportion or size. Yeah, 196 pixels wide with the aspect ratio maintained. Let me save the changes. Okay, so job done. And we were one step ahead. So set an attribute for each image to display appropriate text if the image is not available. So if I click on a picture, for example, and go to code, you can see we got alternative text for the rhinoceros picture. For the lemur picture, you can see where's the alternative? Yep, so there you go, you got the alternative text. So if I go to code, click the picture, you can see we've got the alternative text. We've got the alternative text for otter. If you have forgotten, you can always right click and go to picture properties and include some text. So remember, this text will be displayed if the picture doesn't load up. Okay, so now we're going to make the image the large picture, I think, which was this picture here. Let me double check picture properties. Yep, large picture. Hyperlink to open the web page. So let me copy and paste this address. Oops, I don't want to open it up. I just want to copy and paste this address, to open a new window called Webmaster. So to hyperlink, let's click on the picture, right click on the picture, go down to hyperlink option, go to existing file or web page, and let's type in a full address including http:/. And because we want to open on a new window, it says in a new window called _webmaster. So what you need to do is select new window and just type in here _webmaster. Press OK. And then I'm going to save. I'm just going to, before we move on to the CSS part, I want to save and check to see if that hyperlink is working. So if I press save, to check the hyperlink, you go to the browser. So I'll use Chrome for now. So if I click on this picture, it should open a new window. Okay, so yeah, so far so good. So we got all of the pictures in, we got the text in for each of the appropriate animals, and we got the my information in, and then this last picture in as well. Okay, so we've completed this part. Okay, so now we're going to be moving on to the style sheet part. Okay, so you will edit a style sheet which will be attached to this web page. We're going to have to use the most efficient methods to create and edit the styles. All color codes must be in 6-digit hexadecimal form, so make sure the style sheet contains no HTML. Okay, so let me highlight this. The first thing we need to do is to open up this style sheet using a suitable software package. So we're going to be opening up the style sheet using the same software we've been using so far. So if we go to File, Open, and the style sheet which we need to open up is called M153.1.CSS. So what we can do, we can change this to details. You need to be looking in the same folder, and this is a file which we need to open up. Okay, so we already have some table properties. That's fine. To help me create my style sheet, I'm going to open up the Manage Styles panel. So if I click on Panels, select Manage Styles. Okay, what's the first thing we need to do? So I've got this style sheet opened. We're going to save the style sheet into your work area as M1531_ followed by your candidate number. So let me first of all save this. So we need to make sure we save it into the same folder, _1234, which is my candidate number. Because we've opened up a CSS, it's going to save it into that same format, so you don't really need to look at this. Save. If you want to double check, we can go to our folder and you can see that's the new CSS file. Okay, so that's that, question 13 done. Now we need to add to your style sheet a style to define the background color of the page with these hexadecimal color components. So the background is formatted in the body tag. So let's create a new tag. So if you click on new style, let's type in body, and then if you go to background, some people might put a color into here, but that's for the font. So you need to make sure you go to background. So for the background color, let's just select black for now. And then let's look at the criteria. So make sure you put this into the right order. So remember, red goes first, then green, then blue, RGB. So the first two characters should be A2. So this is the red, A2. So it's giving us like a dark shade of red. Let's now include the green, so RGB. So you don't really need to know what these letters and numbers stand for, as long as you can put them into the right order. Okay, and then the blue. That's it. So it's giving us like a dark shade of green. Apply. Okay, so we have now a body tag. Okay, so we've done question 14. Right, question 15, and this is where efficient comes into play. So let me explain. Set the styles H1 and H2 so the text displayed is center aligned and the font displayed is. The first choice would be this font style. If that's not available, then this font style. If these two font styles are not available, then the default sans serif font will be displayed. Now, what we don't want to do is duplicate any code. So because H1 and H2 will have the same criteria, this is what we're going to do. The first thing is I'm going to create a new style. If I type in H1, let's see if I can do it like this, and H2, yeah. And then we want to select Lucia Grande, it's the first option. So let me just see if it's available. Do you know what? If you can't see it, I don't think I can see this one. So let's copy this. Obviously, you would have to write it in. So that's the first font option, comma. If that's not available, then you're going to show this font instead. So let me copy. Okay, and then if that's not available, then we're going to display the browser's default sans serif font. So we just need sans serif, and we can paste. And also both font styles will be center aligned. Okay, so we go to block, text align, and we can select center, apply. Okay, so that's that done. So H1 and H2 have been done together because they share the same properties. Now you'll notice H1 has different properties. We have a different set of properties for H1 compared to H2. So first of all, the size is different, and then the color components are different as well. So what we can do now is to create a separate style for H1. Okay, and we can set the size, which will be 24. Okay, and then the color, I think, let's go to the color. A color with a green component of 1F and no other color components. So what we can do for the color, we can just select black. So the green is the middle two characters, and it should be 1F. It's given us like a really dark shade. It doesn't really matter if it's a capital or not, it's the same color. Apply. And let me create H2, then I'll go back and explain something. So H2 is going to be 16 pixels high, so font size is 16. Okay, a color with a blue component of 4C with no other color components. So if I just select black for now, and then RGB, so blue comes at the end, we need to type in 4C. So it doesn't really matter if it's caps or not. So again, it's a darker shade of blue. So what's going to happen is H1 and H2 will have the same font styles, but it'll pick up the different attributes in these tags here. So obviously H1 will be much bigger. It'll be 24 compared to H2, which will be 16. And obviously the color, this one, H1 will be more green, and this one will be more blue. So anything that's the same, you can do it together. And if it's separate, then you can separate this. What you didn't want to do is have this piece of code here and also here as well. So we're just duplicating code. And if you are duplicating it, you're obviously not using the most efficient methods. Okay, it still would work if you do duplicate. However, obviously we've been asked to use the most efficient methods. So we've done that now. Add your name, center number, and candidate number to the bottom of your style sheet as a comment. So to add a comment, you write /star, and then the text should turn green. So I've got my name. Let me double check what's the next thing we need to do. It's going to be center number, then candidate number. So let me type in 5, 6, 7, 8 for my center number. My candidate number is 1, 2, 3, 4. To close the comment, it's star and slash. So we've done that. Save and print your style sheet. So save. To print the style sheet, you go to File and Print. Okay. So, or we can go to Print Preview. We can have a quick look. Yeah. Make sure your name is on there. And then if it's on there, you're ready to print. Okay. So save. So then did I save? I can't remember now. So let's save. Attach your style sheet to the web page saved in step 12. So it's basically this page here. So now we need to attach the style sheet. If I go to attach style sheet, browse, and it's going to be this one here with candidate number included as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So let's go up. Just want to double check one thing. What was the background color again? So if I go to body, modify style, background, let me just double check. So the red is A2, the green is A8, and then the blue is a 6E. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just double checking. Okay, apply. So here we go. The font styles have changed accordingly as well. So this was the green font and this is the blue font. Okay, so what else is left? We've almost come to the end. So save your web page, open this web page in a web browser, place screenshots of this browser in your evidence document. So let's go to my browser. So it says screenshots in case if you want to do extra screenshots. Okay, so if you can't fit it into one screenshot, so what you can do, you can zoom out. Okay, so and then we can print screen this into an evidence document. It was for question 21. So make sure you include the question number, brief description, print screen in the browser, and then you can paste. And obviously you can crop off the part you don't need, but it's really important you include the top part which shows that it's in the browser, and then you can resize the picture so it's really obvious and you can see it's in the browser and you can see all of the elements. Let me press save, go to next page. Now we have to place a copy of the HTML source into your evidence document. So this is going to be question 22. HTML, and this is a silly mistake people have done in the past. They think this is the HTML because they see HTML at the end. That's not the HTML. The HTML is basically, if you go to code, this is all of the HTML. So anything you've done in a design view also replicates here. So you basically want to copy the whole code and you want to paste it in. So you can see basically any hyperlinks you may have done. If I go up, you can see alternative text. I want to find a picture of the hyperlink on. So yep, so this is the picture that included a hyperlink. So it's gone to the Hot House web page. So in the HTML there's lots of marks, so you need to make sure you copy the HTML and you don't copy anything else. Let me save the evidence document. So we've come to the end of this page using Microsoft Expression Web. So this is a really easy software to use and it's free to download. There's two parts obviously to this page or to this task. We had to create the table, then we had to insert the content, and then we had to edit a style sheet and attach the style sheet. So the style sheet basically provides the formatting to the web page. You can attach one style sheet to many pages so you have consistent formatting. Okay, thanks for watching this video. Please like and share this video. I will be making more videos using this particular software. Please show your support to our channel and subscribe below. Thanks again for your time.